Hello, my friends in the vinyl community. George here, George Allen, LPCDs, and a little growing cassette collection. I'm jumping on a tag that Rod over the Happy Hippie Vinyl Guy has started, and this tag involves showing 3 to 5 bands that have had lineup changes over the years, and that's why I got 3 that I'm going to show. I think are kind of interesting. At least they're interesting to me. So how about that? So we're going to get going with this. I wanted to do this to help support Rod. He said he tried doing this a while back. I don't remember it. It may have been before I was in the vinyl community. I've been, it won't be 2 years till this fall that I've been in the vinyl community, so it may have been before that. First one I'm going to show is going to be Broco Harem. Of course, who else am I going to start with? So, this is their 3rd studio album, and on it they had Gary Brooker, vocals and piano, Matthew Fisher on organ, David Knight on bass, Robin Trower on guitar, and B.J. Wilson on drums. Well, a couple albums later, Grand Hotel, no more Robin Trower. Unfortunately, he was gone. Wanted to do a solo thing, and who could blame him, you know? He wanted to strike out on his own. He was more of a blues guy and hard rocker, and hey, we're of all benefit to that. Robin Trower Band has done some excellent stuff. Instead, they had Mick Grabham on electric guitar, and Alan Cartwright now is on bass instead of David Knight. And no more Matthew Fisher either. They had Chris Copping on organ. Still Gary Brooker on piano and voice, you know, and B.J. Wilson was still on drums. Because as long as B.J. Wilson was alive, he was still playing with Gary Brooker and Broco Harem. And you know that Jimmy Page approached B.J. Wilson to play drums when he was forming Led Zeppelin. Of course, a lot of you probably knew that, but Barry said, no, I'm sticking with Broco Harem, which was probably good because then they ended up finding John Bonham for Led Zeppelin. B.J. Wilson did a lot of session work with in England there. Okay, that's Broco Harem. Next, we're going to look at Weather Report. This is their 2nd album, and you know, Weather Report was kind of the brainchild between Wayne Shorter and Joe Zawinul, and they were on here. Joe playing keyboards, Wayne playing reeds, mostly, you know, Wayne Shorter, saxophone player, but also on here they had Miroslav Vidas on bass, and Eric Gravitt on drums. This album here, I Sing the Body Electric. Now, by the time they got to Heavy Weather, oh, should have taken this out. Heavy Weather, well, Joe Zawinul still around on keyboards, and Wayne Shorter still playing saxophone on here, but now they got Jaco Pastorius on bass, and Alex Acuna on drums, and this fella Pandera, he played other percussion instruments. And that's weather report on heavy weather. Then they went through a lot of other lineup changes as they went on, although it seems like Wayne Shorter and Joe Zonal were always around on Weather Report. Last but not least, we're going to talk about King Crimson. And of course, on King Crimson's initial release, oh, this is heavy, double album here. King Crimson's initial release, of course, was Robert Fripp on electric guitar, who was with them always. Ian McDonald on reeds, woodwinds, and vibes, keyboards, and you name it. Ian McDonald was a multi-instrumentalist. Greg Lake on bass, Michael Giles on drums, and Peter Sinfield wrote the words for him. So that was the initial release there. You know, everybody's familiar with this album. Okay, so skip ahead a couple years, think about 4 years, and it takes us to Red. Let me take this out, see if we can get no glare. Takes us to Red, down to a trio. And on this, we have Robert Fripp still on guitar. Of course, it's not King Crimson without Robert Fripp. And we got John Welton on bass, and Bill Bruford on drums, a trio. So Robert Fripp was the only continuous member, and it changed around a lot. Although Bill Bruford was kind of with King Crimson for many years off and on. Okay, so that's the three I got. Let's see what other ones you guys come up with. Jump on this tag for Rod. Let's see what kind of band changes everybody went through. I had a couple others in mind, but I just wanted to stick with these three to keep it short. Okay, have a great week. We're just starting it out. Got a lot more stuff coming up. Contest is ending tomorrow. Then Wednesday I will be picking the big winner. Okay, thank you very much. Love all you guys and gals. Bye-bye.